Who, you see them and we are live. My grandma is the coolest person in the world, and I mean that with all my heart and all my soul. And we are now better prepared for Mad Libs. We did some studying. And Grandma, who was your favorite one out of the ones we watched?
John Cena.
I like the John Cena one too.
Yeah.
My grandma's my best friend, everybody. And if you don't know that, now you know. So basically now, because to be honest, if you listen to the other podcasts, me and Grandma did not really understand the podcast. I mean, we didn't really understand the Mad Libs. I mean, it's been so long since I've done a Mad Lib. But after, watching those skits, it really gave us a better understanding. And my grandma is very cool, so you always got to put that into consideration. So let's see here. We're going to get a story started here. And all right, Momo, let's see here. Let me get a coin so I can flip a coin. Grandma, are you going to be heads or are you going to be tails?
I'll be tails.
Will you be my grandma?
Yeah.
All right, it's heads. And so that means I go first and you go second. So
okay.
I am an adjective, and adjective is a description of an item. So I'm gonna put voluptuous. Let me try to spell. There it is, voluptuous. And pick as silly words as possible, Grandma, like they were doing on the show.
Oh, okay.
Because my grandma's cool. All right, Grandma, a place.
The boxing ring.
My grandma's cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think that would be no, that wouldn't be a place, Grandma. That would be a noun.
Oh.
Like a place.
Veterinary hospital.
Okay, there you go. Veterinary hospital. You're talking about for animals, right?
Yeah.
My grandma's cool, so you always got to put that into consideration. All right, so I got a person in room. Detective Pikachu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought that one through, Grandma. Are you proud of me?
Yeah.
Well, my grandma's very cool. Detective Pikachu. Okay, Grandma, verb ending in ing.
Swimming.
There you go. My grandma's American, everybody, so remember that. Okay, and I got a noun, person, place, or thing, and I am going to want to go with let's see here. I'm trying to think of something. My grandma's cool, so you always got to put that in consideration.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with a made-up person. His name is going to be Dr. Lobotomy. And my grandma's cool.
Dr. Lobotomy?
Yeah, Dr. Lobotomy.
Okay.
Okay, Grandma, you got an adjective.
Which is
That it's a description of an object.
An object.
It's a description of an object.
Description. Tall.
My grandma's super cool. All right, and I got a part of the body plural. So I'm going to go with eyeballs. Okay, Grandma, part of a body.
The big toe.
My grandma's cool. Grandma, how long have you been an American?
71 years.
Okay, I got adjective, and you know what I'm going to pick? This word is in honor of my grandma, patriotic. Because my grandma is the most patriotic person you will ever meet. All right, Grandma, give me a number.
31.
31. All right, and I got an adjective, and I'm going to go with rubbery. We're going to make this story funny. Rubbery. Okay, Grandma, adverb.
Which is?
A description of a verb. So like running fast.
Jumping high.
So high.
Yes. High.
It's a description of so like running fast. I don't know, running fast.
Jumping high?
Yeah. I guess. High. Okay, and I get to pick a number, and I'm going to go with 1,243. Because my grandma's my best friend. Okay, Grandma, give me adjective, description of an object.
A description of what?
An object.
Round.
My grandma is cool. All right, and I get a part of a body, and I'm gonna go with let's see here. I'm gonna go with what's it called? Grandma, what's it called? The fallopian tube? Mirror.
Yeah.
Fallopian tube?
Fallopian tube?
Is that what it's called?
Fallopian, yeah.
Fallopian tube. Well, yeah, that's a part of the body, I guess. Fallopian tube. No, I want to. Let's see. I will do the spine. Because I don't know how to spell fallopian. Okay, Grandma, give me a plural noun. So more than one.
Plural noun. Cats.
Grandma is very cool. Okay, and I get a part of a body, and I am going to go with Let's see here. Ooh, gut. Okay, Grandma. Adverb,
which is
a description of a verb.
something that moves.
No, like running fast, moving slow, I don't know, you gotta describe an action.
Moving slow.
You can't use that. I gave you an example. You can't use the example.
Oh, okay.
You gotta describe an action.
Describe an action.
Yeah.
Spraying the dog.
No, like a description, like how would you be spraying?
Spraying cold water.
No, how would you be spraying? You have to explain how you're spraying.
Spraying in your face.
No. Okay, for example, and you cannot use this word. Spraying aggressively. You can't use that.
Oh. Spraying. Spraying faster.
So just, I don't know. Fast?
Yeah.
All right. Then I get an adjective, and I'm going to go with, ugly. All right, Grandma, you ready for our story?
Yeah.
Is my grandma the coolest?
Yeah.
Okay, Grandma. So the title of the story is The Latest Dance Craze. Have you heard about the voluptuous dance? Craze sweeping. Wait a minute. Have you heard about the voluptuous dance, craze sweeping, the veterinary hospital? Wait a minute. Okay. Have you heard about the voluptuous dance, craze sweeping, the veterinary hospital? It's called the Detective Pikachu. Slip on your swimming shoes, turn up the speakers on your eye doctor lobotomy, and let's master the moves that put this tall dance on the map. Number 1, put your hands on your eyeballs, stomp your big toe, and strike a patriotic pose. Take 31 rubbery steps to the left, spin high, then take 1,243 round steps to the right. Throw your spine into the air and sway your cats from side to side. For the big finish, stick out your gut and wiggle it fast. Repeat all of these ugly steps until the song is over. What do you think, Meerkat?
Very good.
Are you still American?
Yeah.
Amen.
That was good.
Yeah, you see, we got better after just watching those examples.
Yeah, I know.
My grandma is pretty cool, you know.
Thank you, Dan.
Let's do one more. All right. My grandma is cool. My grandma's awesome. Grandma, heads or tails?
What's the title of this?
They don't tell us the title till we're done.
Oh, okay.
Heads or tails?
Heads.
All right, tails. I go first.
Okay.
All right, I get an adjective. I'm gonna go with ugly. Grandma, we need a noun.
Person, place, or thing. Cookie cutter.
There you go, Grandma. My grandma's super cool. My grandma's been to Zimbabwe, everybody. All right, plural noun. I'm going to go with, let's see here, Americans. All right, Grandma, we need a noun.
Dr. Zhivago.
Dr. Zhivago. My grandma is very cool. Okay, plural noun. Since you said doctor, I'm going to go with patients.
You said plural.
Yeah, with the S's in Samuel. Patients. More than
okay.
one patient. And my grandma is cool. And Grandma, we need a noun.
A noun, person, place, or thing. A stove.
My grandma is pretty dang awesome. All right, Grandma. Oh, my turn. Adjective. I'm going to go with, let's see here. Gut wrenching. Now, I wanna describe like how you feel when you feel like you're gonna throw up. My grandma.
Easy.
Huh?
Easy.
You can't help me, Grandma.
Oh, okay.
I don't want help. My grandma's American though, so always remember that. Ooh, I know. Cool. 'Cause my grandma's the coolest. Cool. All right, Mimi, give me a noun.
Hippopotamus.
My grandma's pretty dang awesome. Hippopotamus. My grandma's super awesome. And then I get a noun, and I'm gonna go with Zimbabwe. No. I want to do North Korea. 'Cause my grandma's super cool. Grandma, how long will you be American for?
The rest of my life.
All right, Grandma, give us a noun.
Decatur, Illinois.
My grandma's pretty dang awesome. My grandma's pretty cool.
Thank you, James.
Actually, Illinois would be more than one. So, do you want Illinois or Decatur?
Decatur.
My grandma is pretty dang cool. I'll tell you that. Grandma, how long will you be American? Okay, and then I get a noun, and I'm gonna go with ooh, I got it. Pork shanks. Grandma's favorite meal. Pork shanks. Pork shanks. Well, actually, pork shanks would be more than one. So I gotta wait till I get a plural noun to put that. Ooh, I got one. What? What?
Pork shanks. Pork. Oh, okay. Go on.
What? I thought it was pork shanks with a S as in Samuel.
Yeah, you're right.
So noun, I'm gonna go with sauerkraut. Grandma's favorite thing. Sauerkraut. Okay, Grandma, we need a color.
Blue.
My grandma is pretty dang cool. All right, and then I get to pick a number, and I'm gonna go with 5,912, 913. And my grandma's very cool. Okay, Grandma, give us a number.
51.
My grandma is pretty dang awesome. All right, Grandma, you ready to hear the story?
Yeah.
My grandma went to America today, so that's something I always put into consideration. So the title of the book is Link, Trainers, and Flying. So, okay, so a link trainer is an ugly airplane that never leaves the cookie cutter. It's used to teach beginning Americans the principles of flying. It has a Dr. Zhivago. Okay, I don't think we're doing that part right, where we've been saying names, because it didn't make sense on the last story either. It has a Dr. Zhivago and a full set of patience, just like a regular airplane. It can imitate any sort of aerial maneuver, such as a loop the stove or a cool dive, and it is very safe. Nothing can happen to you unless, of course, you forget to fasten your safety hippopotamus. Then you might fall out on your North Korea. After a student passes the test on the link trainer, he then gets into a real plane and learns to taxi down the Decatur. And he learns to tell which way the sauerkraut is blowing before he takes off into the wild blue yonder. Then in no time, he learns to take off and is flying 5,913 miles per hour at a height of 51 feet. When he does this, he is a real pilot. And my grandma is American, so we still got to work on our nouns, because the Dr. Zhivago stuff isn't working. So I'm like, you know, the doc, because I did the doctor on the last story, it didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
And it didn't make sense on this one. And so I think I got to look more into that. And North Korea didn't make sense either. Then you might fall out on your North Korea. I don't know. We'll do more. We'll learn as we keep going. It's a learning experience. And my grandma is American, and we're helping your brain. So my grandma's the best. My grandma's the coolest. My grandma's the awesomest. And my grandma's the coolest. So Mimi, what did you do for America today?
Paid taxes.
There you
and
go.
Told people about Jesus.
There you go. There you go. My grandma's American, everybody. And that's just something you can't pass up. My grandma went to Zimbabwe not long ago. And she said it was fun. My grandma's American. My grandma's cool. My grandma likes pork shanks and sauerkraut.
Not really.
My grandma's American. Grandma, if you could take back anything, what would you take back?
What would I take back?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know, anything. If you could take back anything, what would you take back?
I'd take back having a filthy mouth.
There you go. There you go. That's actually a really good answer. I remember that one time my grandma went to Zimbabwe. Oh man, Grandma, you won't believe this. So, you know that rapper Marco likes, right? 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
Have you heard about what's been going on with him?
No, what?
Oh man, we got a lot of watching to do. I'll show you some of the videos, but he is the biggest hypocrite I have ever seen. And you guys know what? I cannot stand a liar. And watching his interviews and stuff of how he used to be, like it kind of like infuriates me a little bit with how much he was lying to everybody. I mean, this guy is like the epitome of a lie. Like, he is a liar, Grandma. One of the biggest liars ever. You remember him. You remember Marco showing you he's gangster this, gangster that. I'm a blood. I want someone to test me, and I want someone to try this. I want someone to try me. I want someone to test my gangster and all this stuff. Grandma, he has been telling on everybody in the courtroom. He's even bringing up people that had nothing to do with the predicament of what he's in. Like, he is telling on everybody. It's like you were claiming to be gangster and all this stuff, but now you're literally telling on the whole gang that you. Okay, so number one, Grandma, he was not a real gangster. Come to find out, he paid to be a member of the Bloods. He paid them money for protection and for clout, well, for notoriety. So he wanted them to be in the videos. He wanted it to be real gangster as much as possible, and they accommodated because he was bringing in like a bunch of money for the gang to buy weapons and stuff like that. And that's one of the things that he's in custody for is racketeering, which is supplying gangs with ammunition and whatnot. But you know, in the interviews he's talking about, I ain't scared of nothing. But Grandma, you should see the evidence that's coming up on the court case. This guy is a lie. There's footage of him actually being kidnapped out of his car by the gang members when he was trying to quit the gang. Grandma, they stopped his car in dead traffic. The tax or the Uber driver or whatever he was taking, or his driver in general, that was in traffic, and the gang found him, and they literally opened the door at gunpoint, and they were telling him to get out of the car, and they kidnapped him, and the guy who kidnapped him was his ex-bodyguard. And he was like, and he's looking at the bodyguard, he's saying all this stuff, saying about, I'm scared, man. I'm scared. I tried to call you. Man, I'm so scared. Everyone's talking execution this, execution that, and I'm scared. It's like, are you kidding me? You're a liar. You are a freaking liar. You're all this gangster stuff, all this gangster this. I'm not scared of anything. But yet, there's footage behind the scenes of you being a terrified little kid. He's a liar. And because you know what, Grandma? Little kids and stuff are looking up to that guy.
Yeah, I know.
Find out he's one of the biggest liars ever. Like, I literally think they should put him in the Guinness World Records. So just put him on blast for all this. He is telling on everybody. Grandma, you know how unsafe he's going to be when he gets out?
Yeah, I know.
He's not only telling on gangs, he's also telling about other musicians who were doing the things he was doing. So he's bringing in people who have nothing to do with his court case. Yeah. He's telling on everybody. Everybody. And everybody is saying he's not going to have a career to go to music-wise and life-wise, because music-wise, he's putting so many other artists under the bus that have nothing to do with that court case. He's telling on them. He's telling on them about what they're doing instead of focusing on his case. He's telling on everybody. So not only is he trying to ruin other artists, come up in the industry, but he's also telling on all the gang members and stuff that helped him out. But it's like, you knew what you were signing up for. He knew what he was getting himself into. Yeah. It's like, you already know that.
He probably didn't even know what he was getting himself into.
Oh, no. He knew.
Think?
Yes. Grandma, let's look at it like this. From your words, you You think he probably didn't know what he was doing. So you mean to tell me, Grandma, he goes into this ghetto neighborhood where there are tons of bloods and all this stuff, and he's wanting to work a deal with them to give them money to buy ammunition and stuff. Are you sure he didn't know what he was doing when he was doing that?
Oh, boy. That's dangerous.
But that's what he wanted to do because he wanted protection and he wanted to look as gangster as possible. But the thing is, he was dealing with real gangsters, not fake gangsters. And they were... And then, like, you come to find out that even some of the Blood members didn't like them working with him because they didn't trust him. Because who comes from a good neighborhood and stuff wanting to come to the ghetto to join a gang by giving them money? That don't even sound right. The guy's not even a gangster.
Uh-huh.
He wanted to be a gangster. He wanted to put on a persona. He wanted to put on an act. But really, it was all reality.
Oh.
Now he's facing the consequences, and he don't want to do a life sentence because that's what he was tried for. He was tried for a life sentence. But now he's telling on so many people, Grandma, he's looking out at getting out January 2020.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Now, what was he going to get a life sentence for?
Racketeering, robbery. There was a big list of it. But it was all gang.
Drop it all.
Huh?
Why are they dropping it all?
Because he's working with the cops.
Oh.
You know, he took a plea bargain.
Oh.
You know, so you're doing this much time, but if you tell us what we need to know, we'll lessen your sentence. Grandma, he's told on so many people. He went from doing a life sentence to getting out January 2020. Now think about how many people he told on to get that.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
He's going to be in, like, they're saying that he's going to have to not only get rid of all of this tattoos, because he's going to have to go into protective custody and all this stuff. He's already in protective housing in the prison. So he's in a prison where a bunch of people tell on people are. So Grandma, he is the most not gangster person ever. But watching his old interviews of him literally lie, talking about, I'm so gangster, I want someone to test me, I want this, I want that, and you know, I want someone to fight me, I want someone to try to shoot me, I want someone to do this. I'm the king of New York, I'm the king of New York. Yet he's telling on everybody. He's telling on, like, for example, he tried to get a woman who was a rapper, her name's Cardi B, he tried to get her involved in the court case when she has nothing to do with it.
Oh.
Like, he's trying to get everyone involved. Like, everyone. Like, he's trying to bring down all these artists he had potential with working with and everything. He's bringing them all down because he's suffering for his own choices. So he's trying to tell on every other artist who might be doing stuff like this. But to be honest, you should not be doing that. They didn't get caught. You got caught. Why are you trying to bring down everyone else?
Yeah.
So pretty much from what rappers have said, a lot of rappers don't want to do work with them. They don't trust them.
Oh, well.
Not only did he take advantage of, like, artists' trust in what they're doing to keep their music industry going, they trusted him with that information, and he's throwing everyone under the bus.
Oh, my
Because
goodness.
he's looking at a life sentence, which he did to himself. Like, for example, one of the artists that he had a going out with, like, tons of times, they were always going back and forth and stuff. He told on him, telling him that he was doing the same thing as him, and he didn't get caught. And guess what? Now that guy's looking at life sentence.
Oh, boy.
Like, why is he doing that? Like, Why do you want to ruin someone else's success from your mistake?
Yeah.
I do miss my grandma like an $80 bill.
Well, evidently he's a snitch.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'll show you. Grandma, he is like grandma in the courtroom. He's telling the cops every gang slang term, every gang sign, what things mean in his songs. Like grandma, he's telling them everything. I mean, everything. This guy was claiming to be some big time gangster and all this stuff. You know, a lot of kids like Marco were looking up to him saying, "Oh, he's so cool. He's so cool."
Yeah,
I know. Look at what that life got him.
Yeah.
Grandma, he's going to have to get all those tattoos removed, which is going to be beyond expensive because he has so many of them. He's going to be under protective custody probably for the rest of his life. He's going to be living a miserable life.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think they're going to let him out January 2020.
That's what they're saying.
He's got racketeering and burglaries and all kind of counts against him. They could be just telling him, "You tell us everything and we'll lower your sentence." They could be saying that.
No, it hasn't been confirmed, but they're saying with how much help he has done with the crime that's going on in New York and stuff, that he's looking at getting released in January 2020 because he worked with the cops from day one.
Oh.
From day one. That means he went down and just started telling on everybody. And he's...
Boy, I'd be afraid if I was him.
Yeah. Because, the Bloods are a big gang.
Yeah.
He's got to put that into consideration. But I tell you, watching his interviews and how big and bad he was and all this stuff, it was all a lie. This dude is the biggest liar ever. Biggest liar ever. I can't stand when people lie like that. I mean, this guy lied. Biggest liar ever. His songs, his interviews, nothing about the guy was real. It was all a lie.
Oh.
It was all a lie. Because, Grandma, you know what he said in the courtroom? I'm not a gangster. I'm not a gangster.
Oh.
And it's like, what? How can you not be a gangster when you've been telling everyone you are and you're a Blood and all this stuff? And then come to find out he was only paying the Bloods to be a part of their gang. See, that don't make sense. Like, why would you live in a good area and stuff? Why would you purposely go, to an area where, gangs are and stuff and whatnot? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
I don't know. The whole situation, I mean, I'll show you some video. I mean, Grandma, the court case, there's court audio, there's footage of everything that he experienced. Grandma, he's not even who he was. That, when I tell you that footage of the kidnapping, of him being so scared and stuff, and him trying to explain to the bodyguard, well, the guy who used to work for him, saying, because he fired him. And that's why they started going after him, because he had an interview, talking about, he was talking about, all this stuff about how he got rid of everyone and he's not working with any of them anymore, and he just left. That's not how the gangs work. You can't just get out of it.
Yeah.
My grandma's cool, so you always got to put that into consideration. And one time my grandma went to Zimbabwe. Grandma, what was it like in Zimbabwe?
Oh, I didn't go.
What?
I didn't go. I can't go.
Well, my grandma is American.
I can't go because of my oxygen.
My grandma is American. Grandma, how long have you been American?
71 years.
Can't beat that answer. You know, I miss my grandma.
Well, I miss you.
I miss my grandma every single day. I miss my grandma like a bacon egg cheese wrap on a summer's day. Grandma, are you my friend?
Amen.
How long have you been my friend?
28 years.
Can't go wrong with that. I miss Grandma.
Well, I miss you, James.
I remember one time my grandma went to Zimbabwe. How was it?
I didn't go.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you went to America.
Yeah, I went to America.
How was it?
It was good.
If my grandma...
I'm in America every day.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it like to be American every day, Grandma? Tell the people who might be listening from other countries.
It's good to be American.
What's so good about it?
Well, we could enjoy our freedoms.
There you go. Now, Grandma, if you classify yourself as a real American, what would you do to prove that you are a real American?
I'd say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Do you know the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yep.
Do it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
There you go.
of the United States of America
There you go.
and the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There you go. Now, how do you feel, Grandma?
I feel good.
So when you say that, does that give you like a boost of morale or something?
Yeah.
There you go. That's the beauty of being an American. So, Grandma, favorite American food?
Favorite American food?
Yes.
A cheeseburger.
You know, you can't go wrong with that. So, Grandma, let's break this down even more. So, you got a cheeseburger, okay? Give me a time frame of when the best cheeseburgers were around and where were those burgers coming from?
I don't know, James. Maybe McDonald's?
Okay, what year?
1998?
What was so special about McDonald's burgers in 1998?
I don't know. It was just cheeseburgers.
I have a feeling you just picked that year at random.
Yeah, I did, because I don't know any year.
Like 1950, 1960, Because Grandma's the burgers have, like, in fast food wise, especially, have went from being cooked on a grill to being cooked differently, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
I would have thought you would have said like something like from like 1950, 60, 1960.
Well, 1966.
You can't change your answer. You done said 1998. Now, what's so good about 1966?
Well, I ate a lot of cheeseburgers back then.
How were the cheeseburgers back? Well, why didn't you say 1966 to begin with?
I don't know.
Well, you are American.
I didn't think about it.
So what was so good about burgers in 1966?
They tasted homemade.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Were they prepared a lot different?
I think so.
Did they cook the burgers in front of you?
Yeah.
So what was your favorite place to eat in 1960 for the cheeseburgers?
White Castle.
How were the White Castle burgers back in those days?
They were pretty good.
Were they still small?
Yeah.
So you like the small burgers?
Yeah, those were good.
If you could go anywhere on vacation, where would you go?
Oh, Athens, Georgia.
There you go. My grandma is American, so you always got to remember that. Jose, Jose, Jose. So, yeah. So, how about this, Meerkat? Let us. Let's end the podcast on a story time. You want to do a story time?
Yeah.
All right. Because I like story time. That's like the best way to end the podcast. Okay, Grandma. So you're walking down the street, and out of nowhere, a guy comes up to you, and he says, "Ma'am, I need your help." What do you say?
How?
He says, "Listen, I can't answer the question now. Just come with me."
Why?
And he says, "Ma'am, I don't like your attitude. Now come with me."
Well, I don't like your attitude.
And he says,
Why should I go with you?
he says, "Ma'am, I need your help. Now come with me."
Why?
And he
Just
says,
tell me why.
and then he looks at you and he says, "I'll tell you why later. Just come with me."
Yeah, but I want to know now.
And he says, "You know what, ma'am? You are a very selfish person. And I can't stand selfish people. All I did was ask for your help. And this is how you treat me?"
Well, I don't know how you need my help.
"Because, ma'am, just come with me and I will explain."
Okay.
And then he says, "Now come on." And so you both are walking down the sidewalk, and he says, "Now listen, there's a lot of things that are going on, and I need help really, really bad." And then he looks at you and he says, "Thank you so much for helping me and being a good person. Not a lot of people are good people. I've been trying to get help for so long, but no one wanted to help." And then what do you say?
Well, how do I help?
And then he says, "Well, as of right now, as we speak, I got to figure out what I'm going to do because I lost everything. I lost everything." And he points at this apartment complex that he lived in, and it was burned to flames. Like all you see is a bunch of black, where the buildings burned it and stuff. And he says, "You
Yeah.
see there, that apartment complex? That's where I lived. Lost everything, everything." And then he looks at you and says, "Do you know how that feels?" And then what do you say?
Well, I don't know how it feels, but I can imagine.
And he says, "Yeah, it's horrible. I lost everything. Everything. Now I got nothing. So I need your help.
How?
I need about $5,000.
Okay, I'll get it out of the bank.
And then you go check your bank and you say, "I'd like to make," oh wait, no. So you get to the bank and the bank teller says, "Hello, ma'am, how can I help you?"
I'd like to withdraw $5,000.
And then she looks at you and says, "What's the $5,000 for, ma'am?"
It's to help a homeless person.
And she looks over to the side of you, and the guy's he's like standing beside you, just waiting for the money. And she says, "Well, that's an awful lot of money, ma'am. So let me get someone to speak to you on that, and they'll talk to you about that." So she goes gets her manager, and the manager says, "Hello, ma'am. So you're trying to make a big withdrawal?"
Yeah.
And he says, "All right, come with me." And he opens the office door, and you follow, and he shuts the door behind you. And he says, "So, what seems to be the deal? Why the big withdrawal? Are you buying a car or something?"
No, I want to help a homeless person.
And he says, "Ma'am, is that guy out there, that homeless guy, is that guy, is this forced? Because I noticed you're an elderly woman, and I don't want someone to take advantage of you."
Yeah, he's the guy.
"Is he forcing you to do this, ma'am?"
No, he asked for my help, and so I wanted to give him some help.
"Yeah, but ma'am, $5,000 is not a very stable choice for someone at your age. Like, maybe do you have like someone who looks after your account that we can contact to make sure that this decision is made correct if we contact someone?"
Yeah, my son Tony.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun. And he says, "All right. Do you think you can call him and let him know?"
Yeah.
Okay. So then he gives you the phone from the bank. So it's the bank that's calling. And so it's ring, ring, ring. And he says, "Hello?"
Tony,
"Yeah."
I need $5,000.
And he says, $5,000? Why do you need $5,000?
To help a homeless person.
And then he says, "A homeless person, $5,000, Mom? Are you serious right now?"
Yeah.
And then he says, "You know what, Mom? You're a grown adult. If you think this is the correct thing to do, then you do it."
Oh, thank you, Tony.
And he goes, "Yeah, all right, Mom. Goodbye." And he hangs up the phone. And the bank teller says, "Well, ma'am, well, he didn't seem very positive about the choice, but he did give you permission to go and do it. So did you want to withdraw that money?"
Yeah.
"All right." So they give you the $5,000, and he says, "Here you go, ma'am. You be safe now, okay? Because now
Okay.
your bank account is not in the best shape now. But I wish you nothing but the best, okay?"
Okay.
Okay, so you grab $5,000, and you look at the receipt of the thing, and it says that you only have $60 left in the bank. Now,
Okay.
are you feeling good with your decision?
No, not really.
But you're going to continue to do it?
Yeah, I told him I would.
Oh man. And so, Grandma, then you look for the homeless guy, and he's sitting on the couch waiting for you, and he comes up to you and says, come on," and he opens the door for you, and he's like directing you to go out the door. What's your reaction to this?
Okay, don't push me.
And he says, ma'am, no one's pushing you. I'm trying to get us out of here. And then what do you say?
Okay, here's the $5,000.
And then he looks at it and he says, all right. It's a good amount of money. Should be fine now. And he says, all right, ma'am. Well, it's been nice knowing you. I appreciate what you've done, and thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
And then a couple days pass, and then the people from the home offices where you live come in, and they're saying, ma'am, we need your rent. We need your rent. What are you going to tell them? You only have $60 in the bank.
Well, I'll have to wait till I get another check because I've only got $60 in the bank.
And they say, okay, well, I guess you'll have to pay a late fee. We'll discuss all that later, okay?
Okay.
And then Uncle Tony comes over to your house and he says, Mom, I can't believe you made that decision. Then what?
Well, I did.
And he says, Mom, you do understand you have $60 in the bank, right?
Yeah, but I will get another check.
And he says, that's not the point, Mom. You have a responsibility in a life, too. And you just handed $5,000 over to someone you don't know. And he says, do you know how that sounds? $5,000 to some random stranger?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Well, I felt sorry for him.
And then he says, well, Mom, I really hope you made the right decision. And he shuts your door and walks out. And then at 4 a.m, there's a knock on your door. How do you respond?
Well, I don't open the door at 4 o'clock in the morning.
But the knocking continues and continues.
Well, I don't open the door.
And then you can hear the person trying to jimmy open your door. And then what do you say?
Well, I call 911 and I call the police.
Oh, no. And so you start calling the police and everything, and they can hear through the door. So what they do is they just leave you alone, and they leave. And then the next day, you're walking, and you see that guy. And he approaches you, and he says, hey, I need about $5,000.
No, I already gave it to you.
And he says, I understand, but I need some more.
No, sorry, I already gave it to you.
And he looks at you and he says, ma'am, you have been a big help for me, and I am relying on you right now. So where is my $5,000?
No, I already gave it to you.
And he says, ma'am, this is not fair to me. This is not fair to me.
Well,
I need that $5,000.
Nope. I already gave it to you. Have a good day.
And he says, you know what, ma'am? You are being very mean. I'm at rock bottom right now. I'm at rock bottom right now. I need $5,000.
I already gave it to you.
My grandma's cool. And then he says, okay, listen. Just give me $20.
Why?
I just need it. Listen, ma'am, I spent the $5,000. I spent it all. I spent it all.
What, you didn't get a place to live?
I had to take care of some things. I had to pay the insurance on what happened from the apartment. I had to I had to pay for like a lawyer because I'm suing the apartment complex for the inconvenience that I had to deal with. So I had to pay up money to get a good lawyer. There's a whole lot of things going on, okay? I'm stressed. I spent $5,000. I spent it all, but at the end of the day, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. I know it will. And I'm going to come back better than ever. So can you spare me $20?
Yeah, I'll give you the 20.
And so you go to the bank, and he's there again. He's there with you, and it's that same bank teller, and she says, "Hello, how can I help you?"
I need $20.
And she looks at you, and she says, "Weren't you just in here a couple days ago?"
Yeah.
And she says, "Let me get the manager, and he'll discuss it with you." And so she gets the manager, and he says, "Hey, it's you again. Come on in." And what do you say?
Okay.
Okay, so as you're walking into the office, he shuts the door behind you, and he says, "Ma'am, I am very concerned. I'm very concerned. You're an elderly lady, and yet you come into the bank again. Let me guess, the $20 is for him?"
Yeah.
Ma'am. Don't you see? He's taking advantage of you.
Well, I'll just give him $20, and that's it. That's it. I'm not going to give him any more.
All right, and the bank teller looks at you, and he says, "Well, how about you call up the person who helped you with your account and whatnot, and if we get the okay from them, then we'll do it, okay?"
Okay.
So then you call. Ring, ring, ring. Hello?
Tony,
Yes?
I need $20.
And he says, $20? For what?
to give this homeless guy.
And he says, "Mom, are you serious? Another homeless? Mom, you got your own priorities. You know what? You're a grown adult. This is too much. I'm stressing right now. I'm working and I'm worried about you. What's your judgment on this, Mom? What's your judgment?"
I don't know.
Do you really want to give this guy $20?
Yeah, and then that's it. I'm not giving him any more.
And he says, "Mom, you do know you only have $60 in the bank."
Well, that'll leave me with Um,
$40.
$40.
All right, Mom, if that's what you want to do. And he just hangs up the phone. He says, all right, well, I heard it here. And he says, ma'am, I'm really worried about you. You take care of yourself, and he hands you the $20. And so as you come out the door, the guy says, all right, come on, go, come on. And then what do you say?
Here's the $20, and don't ask me for anything more.
And he says, okay, just give it to me outside. Come on. And so you walk outside, and he opens his hand. He says, give it. He opens his hand, and he says, give it.
Here, and don't ask me for anything more.
And he says, why are you using that tone with me?
Because I'm letting you know I'm not giving you any more.
And then he looks at you, and he says, ma'am, I come to you for help. And you have the audacity to talk to me in this manner?
Yep.
He said, don't you think that's kind of a disrespectful? And he says, okay, well, just know I'm going to remember this. And he just starts walking away. Now, what is your reaction to all this?
Well, that's it. I'm not going to give him any more.
And then you're driving home, and you park your car, and you see your doors open. What's your reaction to that?
I'll call the police.
There you go. All right, so you call the police, and okay, and the dispatcher says, 911, what is your emergency?
My door has been opened, and somebody invaded my house.
Whoa.
And I want the police to come and help me.
And she says, all right, sending someone at your location right now. And then give it about 20 minutes. A police car comes in, and he opens up, he knocks on your car door. He says, ma'am, are you the one that called us?
Yes, I am.
And he looks at you and said, what seems to be the problem?
Well, my door is opened, and I did not open it.
He says, all right, man. Let me just go take a look at there. You just stay here, okay?
Okay.
And so he goes in and looks. And he goes in and looks. And as he's entering the door, he looks shocked at what he sees. What's going through your mind while he's going through to your door?
Well, I wonder what he sees.
Are you going to get out of the car and go look with him?
No, I'll wait for him to come back.
And so he comes back and he says, ma'am, do you know anything about this? And there's a letter, and he gives you the letter, and you read it, and it says, I remember what you said, and I told you I will never forget. He says, ma'am, what does this mean?
I don't know.
Do you know who would have done this?
Yeah, I think I know.
And he says, okay, ma'am, well, you need to tell me so we can get on this.
Well, it's a homeless guy.
Okay, what about this homeless guy?
Well, he's about 6 feet tall and weighs about 185 pounds. And he's got brown hair and wears glasses.
And he says, well, what's your relationship to this guy?
I don't have a relationship with him. He keeps asking me for money. And I told him that I wasn't going to give him any more money.
Okay. So, to better assist you, did you take him to any places where there would be cameras or anything?
Well, the bank.
You went to the bank? Okay.
Yeah.
And, so you tell them what kind of bank you go to and everything, and they go investigate, and he sends someone to go investigate all that. And he says, well, ma'am, I want to tell you that I don't think your house is safe. It's been ransacked. It's trashed. Like, I mean, there is so much stuff on the ground and everything. This guy obviously has some form of hatred towards you. So,
well, lead me to another place to stay, and please watch after me.
And he says, okay, ma'am, I will. And
okay.
So then he says, ma'am, do you got like anyone that we can call or anything?
Yeah, my son Tony.
Oh my God. And he says, all right, ma'am. You give him a call. And so you pick up your phone and you start calling him. Ring, ring, ring. And he says, hello?
Tony, I need a place to stay.
And he says, Mom, what happened?
My house is unsafe.
He says, what do you mean? You're
broke my house and trashed my house.
My girl, go. And then he says, Mom, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
And he says, Mom, I told you not to give that man any money, and you didn't listen. Why did you do this?
I don't know.
And he
I
says,
I feel sorry for him, but I'm done.
And he said, Mom, it's a little late. You gave him $5,020.
Yeah, well, that's it.
And do you know what he spent the money on?
No.
Boy. And so he comes down and he discusses with the cop about what's going on. And he is stressed. He's like, this is unbelievable. And he says, this is going to be far too expensive. The damages, because you didn't own that apartment, it was just rent, but like he damaged everything. Like there's holes in the wall, like there is damage beyond. And he comes up to you and says, Mom, somehow you're going to have to pay this apartment complex. I don't have that kind of money. He says, Mom, that guy did over $100,000 worth of damage.
Oh, my.
And he says, how are you going to come up with that money?
A little bit at a time.
And then he says, all right, Mom. Well, I don't know what's going to happen, Mom. This is very inconvenient. Very inconvenient. I did not want to deal with this. And then the police says, we'll pay for a hotel for her to watch over for a couple of days. We'll pay for a week. And we'll just go from there, okay? And so the police driver, the police guy asked you, does this homeless guy know what kind of car you drive and everything?
Yeah.
And says, well, maybe it's best that you sell your car and we go get you another car.
Oh, okay.
And so you put in an advertisement that you're selling your car, and you leave your phone number on the advertisement, and you get a phone call. Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you the one that's selling the car?
Yeah.
And he says, well, I'm interested in looking at it.
Okay.
And so then you give him the information that he needs to go meet up with you. And when you see the person who wants to buy it, it's that guy.
Oh, boy.
You see him.
I got to get rid of him, James.
Yeah, you have to.
Well,
But,
then let's end it.
what do you mean, you're a cat?
I got to get rid of him.
Yeah, you got to get rid of him.
Me?
So what are you going to do? Like, he's already at the spot where you told him to meet up with him. But you...
Well, then I'll call the police again.
Whoa. So you call the police. 911. What is your emergency?
Come and get this guy away from me. He keeps following me.
Okay. And then they say, okay, I'll send someone at your location. Is the guy anywhere near your car?
Yes.
Well, no, he's not there. You saw him ahead of time. Like, you saw him before you were pulling into the place where you told him that you would meet up. And he's just sitting there waiting for you. So he don't even know you're even near. And he says, all right, we'll send someone to your location. And you get a phone call, and it's the guy who's interested in buying your car. And are you going to pick up the phone?
No.
So the guy starts to get a little worried because he was really wanting to look at that car. And then 20 minutes later, your cop comes. He knocks on your door and he says, hey, ma'am, you the one that called the police?
Yeah.
And he says, what seems to be the issue?
James, I gotta go.
Why?
It's 2:00.
Well, are you American?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I gotta take my medicine. I gotta do my breathing treatment.
Wait a minute. You're gonna do that breathing treatment with me on the phone. But we'll end the podcast. You got anything you want to advertise?
No, not really.
All right. Well, I want to advertise my grandma being the coolest person in the world. We're going to get off the podcast so my grandma can do her breathing treatment. And I guess we'll probably continue the story next time. So just stay tuned, and we are off.
Good night.